Hello everyone, and this is a heavy box. Welcome to an unboxing. This is from probably Smut, and it's Blind Date with a book. But there's like 3 of them, I want to say. At the most 4, but I think 3. Alright. Let's... Oh. Hey, don't stand on that computer, lady. I'll give you the box. Give me a minute. Okay. It says, "Don't be nervous. We guarantee this blind date is cute AF. We hope it's a good match. XOXO, the PS team." That's what it looks like. So let me get these out. We have 1, 2. Oh, there's more. Okay, 3, 4, and there's actually 5. So I'm gonna put the box down so that Molly and Polly can play in it if they want. Here. There you go. There's an empty box. Play. They're all wrapped up. They all have themes. Okay. Let me get my notebook that I am just putting stickers in as I get them from these book boxes. And let's see. I am right. Turn into a blank page. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to go from top to bottom as it is on here. So, first up, we'll do the stickers. And this one has, "You had me at Rockstar Romance. Hypothetically yours. Tied together by invisible string. And Demon's Curse Horror World Tour." Those are the stickers. Comes with a bookmark / annotation guide. Rockstar Romance Slays. And then an annotation guide, and this one has a annotation tabs. So let me get those out. Okay. Okay, so the suggested way to annotate the book will be, looks like we'll have a character named Ezra, Raleigh, "I'm with the band" moments, "ouch, my heart" moments, looking for the green, all the tension on this green one. This blue is "so freaking hot." And then we have soulmate vibes, character development, side characters, and character descriptions. So those are the tags. I just use them to highlight things and words and phrases, or phrases that stand out to me. So I don't use it for its intended purpose, but that's okay. All right. So now that we've got the stickers, let's take this ribbon off, this string off. Molly and Polly will love to play with that, as long as they're supervised. Okay. I'm probably going to have to look up the synopsis on these. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so the book is Midnight Stage by Sheridan Ann. This is a dark rock star romance. So there is the back. We always, right? Yeah. Okay, we always had a connection, an invisible string that held us together. It's the back. There's the spine. Signed by the author. Copyright 2024. Oh, it's just about that this is a work of fiction. Content warnings. Midnight Stage is a dark rock star romance and is not suitable for readers under 18 years of age. The storyline is not typical of common dark romance themes and can be considered tame. However, it does explore quite graphic scenes that could be uncomfortable for some readers. Contains. So here's your content warning. This one has family death, grief, drug use, homelessness, explicit sexual content, graphic violence, rape of a minor, 16 years old, rape of an adult, murder, and loss of control. And then the start of the chapter has that for Raleigh. And let's see if that changes for the other person's POV. Or at least that's just the start of the book. Yeah, because Raleigh, it's like that. And Ezra is the same. So, okay, so that's the book. Let me look up the synopsis. Ezra Knight is the biggest rock star to ever walk the planet. But before he belonged to the world, he belonged to me. He was my brother's best friend, my soulmate and protector. And when their band, Demon's Curse, took off, so did he. He was like a roaring tornado, crashing through my world and sweeping me off my feet. And just when I'd had it all, I was abandoned, left to fend for myself at the hands of a monster. For 8 long years, I blamed him for everything that was outside of his control. But one phone call changed it all. And when Lenny Davidson, the head of Louder Records, calls to offer you the world, you scoop it up with both hands. Only that offer comes with strings attached, strings that are tied directly to Ezra Knight, leaving me with one hell of a choice to make. Take the job as the new head of marketing for Demon's Curse and have to face the man who crushed you every single day, or wave goodbye to everything you've ever worked for. What could possibly go wrong? Next up, the second book of stickers. Have Monster Lover. Life was far too fucking short to deny yourself things for the sake of someone else's warped, singular idea of beauty. Here for the shade, Good Boy. Monster Lover bookmark with the annotation guide on the back. Okay. And does it go the other way? Okay. We have this kind of pale color here for Greed, Greid. Beryl is this next one. So freaking cute. Relatable AF. Good Boy. That's hot. This brown one is All the Dirty Talk. World Building. Favorite quotes. And character descriptions for this last color. Alright. Oh, and I did forget to mention this Midnight Stage is book 1 in a series. As is this one, Berries and Greed, written by Lily Main. So that's the cover. The back says, I swear I was only looking for a roommate. And then there's the spine. Deep Earth Dating. Signed. Let's see. Content warning, so it does list the content warnings. I just wish probably Smut would include a synopsis on in the front. They just need to add a synopsis page. That's all they need to do. Okay. The synopsis reads, oh, this is a little bit longer of a synopsis. Quite a bit longer of a synopsis. Okay. Hold on to your butts. Here we go. I'm guessing it's Greed. Underneath Greed it says, I could be saying the name wrong though, and I think that's actually a name. I may hate everyone, but you can only take being alone for so long. Sooner or later, you get desperate enough to visit a human cult that worships your species as greater beings in the hope of finding a new roommate to fill the lonely void. So this is the POV I'm reading from right now, is the monster. We've all been there, right? I swear I was only looking for a roommate. Just someone to watch TV and eat dinner with. Nothing romantic. No way. But when I see all these humans gazing at me with open adoration and blatant lust, all other things that make me wildly uncomfortable, I realize what a terrible mistake this is. Until I spot the one human woman in the group who is definitely not pleased to see me. In fact, she's scowling at me. She looks really, really annoyed. I'm kind of into it. Beryl? I don't know. Okay, so then underneath her, Beryl, Barry, I don't know what her name is. I'm not a true follower of the order of the greater beings. I don't worship the demiurgus. I don't know. The monstrous species that lives alongside humans. I definitely do not want to become a demigurus's mate. So when one shows up at the cult's compound, the first in the entire 25 years I've been flying under the radar here, I want to make sure he knows that I think he's a total creep for taking advantage of worryingly adoring humans this way. Until I realize I don't think that's why he's here. He's kind of awkward and anxious and wildly out of his depth. And when he offers me the chance to finally escape the cult, to go out into the real world for the first time, to create a life for myself, all for the low, low cost of an easy platonic friendship, I take it. Now I'm navigating the outside world, and I'm roommates with a big, awkward demiurgus, I don't know, called Greed, who lives in his pajamas, watches a ridiculous amount of TV, and is high most of the time. He's also the sweetest guy I've ever met, and he's funny and generous and easy to talk to. But I've spent my entire life making sure I didn't get sucked into the cult's fervent worship of the demigurus. There's no way I'm going to fall in love with him, right? So, okay. This sounds intriguing to me. I mean, they both do so far, but the Berries and Greed more so. Okay, next up, so book number 3 in the stack. We'll go through the stickers first. The stickers for this one are Single Dad's Fan Club, admit 1 ticket. A jersey with the number 14. Looks like a pocket watch. Well, not a pocket watch, but that. So, and then You're My Best Friend underneath some pancakes. At least I'm guessing that's what it is. Okay, in my Single Dad era bookmark, annotation tabs, Sadie is this top one, Weston, Caleb is this third one, All the Tension, Swoony AF, Obsessed, LOL, The Single Dad Playbook, Favorite Quotes, and Character Descriptions. All right, let's open this one. Okay, this is also book number 1 in a series called The Single Dad Playbook. The back has a thing here that says Colorado Mustangs. She's my best friend, and I'm madly in love with her. And so that's the cover. And signature has a map. So, okay, the synopsis on Goodreads says, he's a quarterback, a single dad, and now he's my roommate. For a long time now, I've despised Weston Shaw. He'd been someone I'd admire, taking my favorite football team, the Colorado Mustangs, to the Super Bowl. But that all turned upside down after one night that had nothing to do with me. We share one undeniable connection, his son, Caleb. Unfortunately, the circumstances behind that have never been my story to tell, but now the truth is out, and I'm left to deal with the consequences. I'm living under the same roof as Weston, and each day I discover a side of him I never expected. He's not the selfish jock I imagined. He's caring, thoughtful, and unexpectedly charming. I find myself drawn to him in ways I never thought possible. It's terrifying and exhilarating, but I can't deny it any longer. I'm falling for the one person I shouldn't, Weston Shaw. So, there we go. It says each book in this series can be read as a standalone. So if you have another book in this series, then you can read it by itself. Still, the one that sounds the most intriguing to me is this monster one. So, anyway. Okay. Moving on. Let's grab the stickers. Okay, I have, I don't know what those symbols mean, but something with Greek. I ride shotgun. Can't help falling for the bad guys. And finally, I don't need a knight, I need a villain. Okay, the bookmark is I'd rather be reading Omegaverse. Okay, this first top one right here is Joe. Then we have Mac, Lark, Vet, Slay Queen. It's getting hot in here. Ah, my heart. Ha 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 ha. Favorite quotes and character descriptions. Again, do what you want. This is just how they suggest to annotate it. You do what you want. And if you want to do this annotation guide, but with different, you know, if you want Joe to be this dark color instead, do what you want. Okay, time to open this one. Okay, this one looks like it's a standalone, and this one is Nest of Thieves by Rory Miles. What's an Omega have to do to get thrown against the wall and fucked stupid while also being choked? Oh, and there's a playlist. I look forward to doing that one. Okay. Synopsis says, who doesn't love a bad guy? My family is certain I'll settle with a boring, law-abiding pack before I graduate from Omega University. But I have other plans, dangerous ones that break laws. But what's life without a little risk? With a little practice, my sticky fingers turn to skilled pickpocketing, and I discover who I'm truly meant to be, a thief. When a bank robbery that was meant to help me find financial freedom goes haywire, I'm taken hostage by a rough group of men. They have no idea who they've taken, but they're about to find out. No one kidnaps Joe Walsh and gets away with it. I hate them for taking my money, but respect them for their cunning plans. While I plot their demise, part of me wonders if this isn't the pack I've been destined for all along. They're not good, but then again, neither am I. Can I find a home in a nest of thieves? It says this is a Why Choose Omegaverse standalone novel. If you like slightly unhinged male main characters who will do anything for the woman they love, this is the book for you. All right, last set of stickers. I have Forced Proximity, Say Less. This one with a bird that says, never underestimate even the smallest and weakest of creatures. I choose you. And, oh, dropped it. Hang on. It says, surviving on books, underneath, on top of the book of the tragedy of Hamlet. The last bookmark says surviving on books right now. The last pack of annotation tabs. Claire, John, Kimmy, OMG, The Spice Be Spicing, In My Feels. Okay, that's cute. Important details, world building, and character descriptions is how they suggest to it this one. All right, that's the last of the annotation tabs. All right, time to unwrap this last book. Okay, so this next one is part of a series, and it is book number 1. This one is The Wastelander, written by E.S. Luck. The quote on the back says, never underestimate even the smallest and weakest of creatures. Okay, there's a signature. And then we're just right into the first chapter. Okay. So yeah, the one thing I would change about these Probably Smut books is just that they include the synopsis on the inside of the book at the very least. But it is what it is. Okay. The synopsis for The Wastelander says, "The old world is dead. Alone and starving, her only salvation is him. Born in a secure compound amidst the ashes of a world long dead, Claire Ainsley knows her place in the world. Work her assigned job, live with her assigned husband, and keep her head down and her mouth shut." This is giving me more modern vibes because that is kind of like The Giver from Lois Lowry. You live with your assigned family, you do your assigned job. So it's giving me that vibe. Okay. She knows what every compound resident has been okay, let me start that sentence over. She knows what every compound resident has been. The world outside is a wasteland. Okay, that makes no sense. Anyway, and the only thing more terrifying than leaving the compound is being forced to confront those who live outside, the ones left behind. But her safe, contained life is destroyed when she narrowly survives an attack conceived by a conspiracy from within the compound itself. Only by fleeing to the terrifying wasteland, a vast wilderness peopled by bloodthirsty, cannibalistic wastelanders, can she escape a violent end at the hands of her fellow compound dwellers. Captured by the very savages she feared, she is saved by John Magden, a mysterious and capable survivor, and a wastelander. She tries to deny the instant chemistry she feels with a man that is one moment terrifying, the next patient and caring, but eventually neither of them are able to resist the blazing passion between them. But the wasteland is harsh, and her time with John fleeting. As his own personal mission comes to an end, he must return to his ancestral homeland, leaving her with little choice but to learn to survive without the man whose protection is her only salvation in a harsh, uncompromising post-apocalyptic landscape. The wasteland of this world has not been kind to the unchosen. And that's all it says. Okay, so that is it. That is the last book in my blind date with a book that I got from Probably Smut. So I got 5 books. I think I am most intrigued about the monster romance and then this dystopian one. So yeah, let me know, have you read any of these books? Have you read from any of these authors? If you did the blind date with a book from Probably Smut, which one did you get? Definitely let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below, and until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I will talk to you later.